Most stories describing who we really are usually start when we are born or learning to grow as children. However, my story starts before that. My story starts with my parents. My parents are a part of who I really am. My parents were like seeds in rocky soil who had to face storms of hardships just to lay the foundation that I currently walk on. They also handed me a torch that guides me down a path to a successful life. And this torch is lit up by their hard work and sacrifices. My parents were like seeds who had to grow in rocky soil. They were born and raised in Mexico.
Perfect.
They were hindered by poverty in their town, which forced them to work at very young ages just to keep their families afloat. A high level of education was not guaranteed. Housing conditions were not the best, far from comfortable, and food was scarce enough to affect their nutrition. Years of this lifestyle prompted my parents to move here to the United States, where they faced storms of hardships. An example being language barriers that kept them from going through new doors of opportunities. They had to work very tough jobs, physically and mentally. Yet they endured these storms of hardships to lay the foundation for me, the building block of who I really am. And I currently walk this foundation carrying a torch. This torch is lit up by their dreams, their hard work, and their sacrifices, the sacrifices that they had to make for me and for my two siblings to have a better life. Another part of who I really am is acting as a bridge that closes the gap between two cultures. A big part of being this bridge involves translating between two languages, English and Spanish. I did this at a very young age because most firstborn immigrant children have to help their parents at a very young age because they're their first source of help. Another part of who I am is being the older brother. Being the older brother has taught me responsibility and leadership. I would have to take care of my siblings whenever my parents were working late. I would have to step up and help them with their homework, as I was the main one who knew English. I've learned to be a role model so that they too can also work hard in life. Another part of who I am is my resilience. Resilience is the flame that I can add on to the torch and keep it alive. Thanks to my parents' hard work and sacrifice, I have learned to take advantage of opportunities that they probably did not have. In doing this, not only do I make my parents proud, but I also build a better path for me, a better path for me to be successful in. So as I continue to walk with this torch, I hope you can see who I really am. As the first child of immigrant parents who came to this country seeking a better life, my upbringing has been tied to the foundation that they built, a foundation of hard work and sacrifices. My role as the oldest carries many responsibilities, and I continue to carry this torch passed on to me. I hope that by sharing my story, I can present how family values can also be tied to who someone really is. My parents' story began in another country, but it built the foundation for mine, in who I really am is greatly due to them. Like many of us, especially those who come from immigrant families, I hope to carry on the torch of their dreams and to be the best version of myself as well.